Alright guys, you want to get OP, you want to be at almost level 30, max level, max strength, max agility, max vitality, fucking max swordsmanship, almost max warfare, max marksmanship, max horsemanship, max stealth, survival, thievery, and even like all these other ones that I don't have maxed out yet. You can all get that in just maybe about a dozen hours, right? So what you're looking at right now is how to get all of this stuff, right? Now, when you start the game, okay, the first thing you're gonna do when you start, you're gonna do the Godwin quest line, defending the castle. Then after that, you're gonna go over and you're gonna be riding with Capon as the messengers. Once you finish that quest, the cutscene, you're gonna get to the point where you're gonna be able to do a couple side quests, like you know, do some dice, feed your dog, spar with Capon. Before you do any of that, there's some herbs you can pick up if you want to level up your survival a little bit, right? Right here. If you do that, you can level it up 2 times while you're there. You'll have enough. There's enough stuff that you can level it up 2 times. There's around 400 dandelions, 2 chamomile, and I think like 44 thistle, right? They're purple plants. There's 2 chamomile hidden in some grass. We're in the direction of the girls, but on the left side of the road, right? Anyways, that'll get you up to level 18, which will bring you up to when you lose your levels, you go down to level 8 survival, which will let you get that speed check with Bojena if you want. That's not really that important. But what is important is there's a chest behind, like in a cave behind where the dice guy plays, in between the dice and the stables where they would normally store the horses, where you fight Capon to spar with. There's a chest there. You'll like walk up into that area of that chest, right in the corner on the right side, up against the cave wall, and just spam jump. Spamming jump will increase your vitality. It'll give you 1.5 XP per jump. And the reason why you want to jump in that area specifically is because it'll basically cancel your entire jump height, so you don't have to jump the full distance that you normally jump, and so that way you can fall down sooner and jump again. Because it doesn't matter. It's just kind of like it's very similar to how like jumping works in a lot of leveling up. A lot of skills work in a lot of other RPGs, like Tainted Grail. It's the same thing. You just spam jump with like a roof or something over your head, and you can level up your vitality max level. You don't need to do it specifically there. It can be anywhere else if you want, but doing it there, super great way to max out your vitality really early. It'll give you a shit ton of levels. The next thing is agility. Okay, agility, the easiest way to level that up is with stealth, but you need to be close to the enemy when you're doing it if you want to get any XP that's actually gonna do anything. It's going to take forever if you're too far away from the enemy, or you won't get any XP at all. You need to be quite close, and that's why the next skill you're going to level up once you escape, when you swim across the river, when you get shot in the shoulder, you'll either be bandaged or you'll need to bandage yourself up. So make sure you're bandaged up, then follow Capon, and there's going to be a rock, okay, that I'll show you. I'm not sure where it is. You start over here, right? And where you'll see the 6 guys or so that are all huddled around in a circle, those guys, what you're going to want to do is wait for them to spread out, okay? And wait for Capon to go across, right? And there's a gap in between. So you'll go from hiding behind one rock to hiding it behind another rock with 2 trees right next to each other within like 2 or 3 feet, right? And then if you keep following Capon where he tells you to stop, right before that there's a broken tree behind the big rock. Then you'll go in between those 2 sneaking, and that'll max out your sneak within like half an hour. Super easy. Once you get your sneak maxed out, then you can go to like a bandit camp, right? Like I'm at right now. And you can literally just sneak around, and you want to be super close as you can, without getting spotted, because that is what's going to give you your agility XP, and you'll get a shit ton. So I'm at one right now. See, like, he sees me, but not that much. And once he goes to bed, like, I can literally just walk up, like, literally 2 or 3 feet away from this guy and he won't see me. And this gives you a shit ton of XP. Hell, I can even go like in front of this guy and on the side and he won't even see me. And I'm not even using the best clothing for a sneak. And there's some guys down here, if you can see, some 2 tents right down here. And honestly, that's like the way you get agility. You just go back and forth through these guys, you rotate, go around here, and then go around and just walk back and forth. And after about half an hour, you'll max out your agility. Super, super easy. It only works with max stealth. That's why I'm telling you how to get that max stealth early in the beginning of the game. And I'll show you where to go specifically so you know what I'm talking about, so you don't get confused. We're going to go to where Tomcat is. Tomcat is going to be one of the next guys we go to, right? So we're at Tomcat's thing. That's a modding tool I use. There's a longer video, right, that I have showing you the whole steps and everything I did. So this is where the 6 guys are, right? And you with Capon are right here, right? This is where you are. You'll start this log, right? And you'll see these 2 trees. This is the one I'm talking about with this big rock here. And then you see the broken tree, right here. So you just sneak and you go back and forth, just back and forth. Do this, go back and forth for about half an hour. You'll max out your sneak at the beginning of the game. So then you got, at this point in the game, you'll have max sneak and max vitality already. It'll level up your vitality a little bit, but not that much. And what I noticed is these guys, they spot you way easier than like the guys I was just at for some reason. So and also it's better to do it like at a camp like that where I did it. There's probably other camps that might be better or worse, I'm not sure, but that's the one I did it at, because you have all those guys and all of those guys are going to give you more XP since there's more of them to sneak around, which is going to increase your agility more. And since your sneak is so high, you're not going to be detected and you can get closer, which is going to end up giving you more XP, right? Okay, so now we've done that. Now you got agility, vitality, and you got sneak maxed out. Now we're going to talk a little bit about speech. Okay, when you want to max that out, the thing is, greeting guards and greeting other people is going to give you XP. That's going to give you XP. It's not going to be a lot. It's going to be a little bit. Reading books, reading anything is going to give you XP. Doesn't matter what it is. Hell, it can even be a book on a table that you can't pick up, or on a podium that you can't pick up. That'll give you XP as well. So make sure you read that shit, okay? Also, if you want, instead of greeting them, you can insult them, but it's going to cause you problems. But however, you can do a speech check, which will give you more XP since you're doing a speech check. If you pass the speech check, you'll get more XP, which is going to help you out. Also, haggling, that's going to give you more XP. So all of that is going to give you a little bit of XP, okay? Also, doing all that, listening to all the dialogue options. Listen to all of the dialogue options. Not all of them give you XP, but most of them do, and you won't know which ones. So you might as well just listen to it, and if you don't want to hear what they say, just fucking spam B or whatever it is to skip what dialogue he's saying, okay? Strength, honestly, the easiest way, but not the quickest way to level up strength is by just carrying a shit ton of stuff. You know, carrying a shit ton of stuff is gonna help you level up your strength a lot. I would recommend, if you're gonna leveling up your strength, right, compared to like a lot of these other ones, the strength is gonna take a really long time. The same thing with speech, like vitality, agility, and what do we got here? Thievery, stealth. All of that is going to take a long time to level up. So what I would recommend is leveling up your alchemy, okay? And then getting Secret of Secrets, right? This is going to let you create Henry level potions. You need to be level 16. You're going to make the Henry level Fox potion. It's going to give you 50% XP buff, which is going to help you out a lot. And also, if you want to level up your drinking, make sure you always are drinking something every once in a while. Drink like a beer or two, just all the time. Make sure you're drinking something. It's going to give you XP, and that's what you want. Craftsmanship, crafting stuff, obviously repairing stuff. That's going to be your best way to level up. And try to keep as much gear as you can on you. If you can't grab it all, look for a bird's nest. A bird's nest is going to hold all that stuff in there, and you can come back and pick it up after you drop off everything in your chest. You can go back and pick it up. and get that. And so the best way to do that is by getting your horse. So once you leveled up those few skills like I told you about, like vitality and stealth, okay, the next thing you're going to go to, once you finish everything, you go to the Troskevich here and you do the fight and stuff, you get out. The next thing you're going to do is go down to Samin, the first thing, okay? You're going to go over here, persuade, get your persuasion check for the horse. You're going to get your horse, get his saddle, all that shit. Then after that, you're going to wait at nighttime, right? And just start stealing everything, pickpocketing everything, pickpocketing the keys, and start doing that stuff. That's going to level up your thievery a little bit. Make sure you steal all the saddles, all the armor in this building from up the stairs right here, where the guards are. Go in this, get the noble sword as well. From you need to pickpocket old Samin's wife, right? She'll have the key. There's probably some other guards too that have the key as well for their chests because they overlap a little bit. And then also go to Olda, his son, up top in here in the wooden part, and steal his crossbow and a couple other things. And then after see this bird's nest, 2 bird's nests here. You're gonna want to hit one of those down with your rock, right? And put everything you can't carry in one of the bird's nests, and then go over here and go over to the mill. Over to the miller, talk to him. He'll give you a bed once you do a couple things for him, and a chest. You can go over in there. You don't technically need to do the quest for him to unlock the chest. As long as you can get up into where the chest is, the chest should be unlocked and should be usable. So go there. Same thing with the blacksmith. I find the blacksmith is further away, but the quest is quicker to get done to get the chest. My opinion, though. So the miller is just closer, so you can go back and forth, do that, and then till you get all the items out of the bird's nest. Because the bird's nest, it shouldn't despawn your loot. It should keep it in there for quite a while, long enough for you to go back and forth and do everything. Because that's what I learned from a YouTube video when it comes to when you get in the fight here at the tavern. You can put your stuff in a bird's nest, and they won't take it away from you, and they don't even know it's there, and it won't despawn even after a couple days, like a day or two that's passed here. So you got plenty of time to grab it all and transfer stuff back to your chest. And you always want to grab all the loot as much as you can so you can repair for your craftsmanship. The thing is, getting a lot of those armor kits and all the other repair kits that you need is going to take a while. But there's plenty of locations where you can get it. Like you can get some from the blacksmith here. There's some here in the nomads camp. There's some over here as well. And the thing is, like some of them here that from the blacksmith, he has some extra ones you can steal off of him. Obviously, if you steal off of him, he's gonna be pissed. So he's probably not gonna want to talk to you. But he needs 2 days to redo his stock anyways. You know, get 6 of them. So you can go travel between all the places and get stock up on all that stuff, repair them, sell them, and that's going to help you level up your speechcraft and all your other stuff for trading and stuff, so you can sell stuff higher for a higher price, because you're going to lose a lot of value early on. Like a lot of the stuff is just not going to be worth as much. But later in the game, you'll be able to sell stuff for like basically half of what the amount is of the value of the item. So like right here, I have this noble sword. It's normally like you can get some noble swords that are sell for like around this much when it's sharpened and repaired by you and stuff like that. You can get them to sell for like 1,000. So yeah. Anyways, when it comes to the next thing, let's do skills. Okay, combat. So swordsmanship. We're going to talk about swordsmanship and then marksmanship. So when it comes to swordsmanship, you're going to want to go to Tomcat. Tomcat, you can train against him, and what he'll do is he'll teach you some combos, right? You're going to do those combos. The first one is a right, left, right, or left, right, right, or left, right, left, I mean. You're going to do that, and then after you're done, though, the great thing about that is, let me just throw this over there, is the next combo is he's going to ask you to do up, right, left, and you can just ignore that and just keep doing the left right left or right left right combo, which is just spamming the trigger. You don't need to do anything, because as soon as you hit a right attack, your guy switches to the left, and when you hit a left attack, he goes to the right. So you don't need to switch back and forth. He'll do it automatically. So just watch something on your phone, some Netflix, some YouTube videos, whatever you feel like. If you have another monitor or something, or a TV screen, you can watch something in the meantime while you just spam the trigger. Or if you're on PC, do a macro. But it is going to take a long time. It's going to take maybe 2 hours or so to max it out. But once you max that out with a noble sword, okay, when you finally are going to do the challenging him to a duel, he only takes 3 direct hits and you win. He'll teach you the Master Strike. That's how overpowered you can be literally that early in the game. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay? I get so OP that when I do this stuff early in the game, that I just run around with fancy clothes. I don't even run around with armor. I'll just wear the only armor I'll wear is the Brunswick gloves, arms and legs, and his chest, but I won't wear any helmet. I'll just wear all of this, what you're seeing here, and that's it, And my guy, he just can't fucking die because he's just so strong. He just kills everybody so quickly. He does so much damage. Anyways, when you finish that, also your warfare will be at level 25. Then the next thing you can level up is marksmanship. Marksmanship, you get XP based on the distance of your arrow that hits a target, right? And to level that up really quickly, you can go to archery competition. I like to use this one, right? So you go to this one right here. If the guy is there, you're gonna start up a competition, do a beggar one, a cheap one, start it up. After that, that'll show you which target you need to shoot at, right? Then, because sometimes it's the middle one, sometimes it's the right one, it just depends. So start up a beggar one, find out which target you're shooting at, and then put yourself on this ridge right here, and then start pelting the shit out of that fucking target, okay? It doesn't necessarily need to be a bullseye. I don't think bullseye is going to give it more points. It might, I'm not sure. But just on this ridge, each arrow shot or bolt that you hit is going to give you around 15 to 20 XP just on this ridge. So it's pretty good. And the further you're away, the more XP you can get. You can get some pretty insane amounts of XP if you can get really far away, if you can get a good angle on it. So just keep that in mind. There's probably some other areas, other target practices, probably even maybe in Kutenberg, that have further distances you can shoot at them. But you're going to need about, depending on how close you are and how far you are away, you're going to need around maybe 1,000 shots to 800 shots with that, alright? So that's roughly how many you're going to need. It's going to take you about maybe half an hour, okay? Or to an hour. I think probably closer to an hour, to be honest, to max it out. And once you max that out, that's also going to give you your warfare up to 29, which is really nice. Now, unarmed, the easiest way to max that out is you're going to go to the miller. He's going to have some guys who has a fighting competition over here. You're going to do that fighting competition. There's 3 guys, 3 rounds. And then you're going to go to the other towns and do them. Now, if I could be wrong, but I feel like the other ones can take more hits. The other enemies from the fighting tournaments can take more hits, so you might want to focus more on them, since the XP is based on the amount of hits you do. So if you can hit the guy more often, well, he might be more challenging to take down, but you'll be able to hit him more often. They do need time to recover, though, so make sure you rest a little bit. I'm not sure exactly the time it takes to recover. Could be 12, could be 24, could be 48 hours. I don't know. It's in between 12 and 48 hours. I'm not sure. And then you can challenge them to a fight again. Okay, and when it comes to heavy weapons and polearms, you're just going to have to fight normally. As far as I know, at least in this region, you're just going to have to fight enemies normally using them. But honestly, you should be using a sword with a Master Strike, to be honest. Something also I learned, when it comes to long swords and short swords, when you're using a shield, there's a perk that lets you use a shield with a longsword. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, it says you can use a longsword together with a shield or a torch while it is superior range, but your attacks with such weapons will be 30% slower and 20% weaker and cost more stamina. The thing is though, man, when I was doing it, when I tested it, once I'm not sure if it was because I had max swordsmanship and a couple other max stats, but I did notice that using a longsword with a shield actually makes you attack faster, not slower, faster. And I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, you use more stamina, but you are actually attacking faster, which is crazy. So you can try that out for yourself. I was doing it and I was like, wow, this is super overpowered, right? It doesn't attack a fast attack. It doesn't attack as fast as a short sword or a regular sword, right? But it does attack faster, the longsword, when you're using a shield than if you're just two-handing it for some reason. That's what I noticed, at least for my gameplay, when I had like swordsmanship and a bunch of other stats maxed out. Maybe when you don't have certain stats maxed out, you probably do attack 20% slower. But for me, I was attacking actually about 20% faster. So that's just something to be aware of. For survivor, you probably want to use you want to get the Henry Fox potions with the survival to max it out a little quicker. Discovering locations gives you experience. And when I mean any location, when I say location, it's any location. Combat area, dice, bathtub, whatever, laundry places, anything will give you XP. Not sure how much, but it does give you XP for survival. Okay, so it's very useful for that. Thievery, really easy to level up. By the time you steal everything in the Nomad camp, everything in Samin, a little bit in Troskovich, and a little bit in Takov, you're gonna be at 29. That's what I have right now, because that's what I've done. You'll see that in the video, the 4-hour long video. That's how much I have. And scholarship, there's some books in here. You're only gonna get if you don't use the Henry potion, the Fox potion for the 50% XP, you're only getting around 18 levels in scholarship by the time you finish. There's a lot of the books that are in the castle right here, the Trotsky Castle. So at this point, without doing any fucking quests, okay, basically, I'm at 16 scholarship. So if you had the Henry potion and you read all the books, read all the pages, even notes that you find on desks that are in Samin on his desk, on old Samin's desk, read those as well. All that gives you a little bit of XP. You'd probably be at like 20 scholarship. For me right now, I'd be at 20. And by the time you leave Troskovich, you'd probably be 22 even, or higher, maybe 23 or almost 25, probably with the 50% XP boost. So just keep that in mind. Houndmaster, you just have to make sure you command your dog to do things, so make sure you always tell him to sick him all the time. Horsemanship, I don't remember if I already said that, but you need 260 kilometers now. The reason why I say that is if you look here, I have ridden distance 2.62 kilometers. Okay, now you're like, how the fuck? Why did you say 260? Because of this mod tool allows you, okay, just to save time to show you guys in the video, you can then increase the multiplier XP by 100 times. So whatever that is, multiply that by 100, and that is the amount of XP you need. Okay, all right, or that is the amount of distance you need. Obviously, you can lower this amount by a lot with a bunch of stuff. Like there's some books, some saddle books, horse riding books. There's also some trainers and stuff like that. There's a couple trainers. You know, there's some in Samin who can train you. I think Gnarly, he can train you some stuff too. There's a guy right here, the guy with the wolves, who you save his life. He has some stuff you can train. Now, this mod tool doesn't show all the trainers for some reason on the map. It is missing a couple. So if I'll show you right here. It says there's only 6, but I know there's more than 6. There's a couple more. So we'll just get rid of this. And then you go to skill trainers, you see. So this guy right here, they don't even have him here. I know his son, he trains you in archery and a couple other things. So they don't have all the trainers. There's a couple more in here as well somewhere. And what else? So we covered Stealth, Scholarship, Houndmaster, drinking, like I said, drink every once in a while. And yeah, covered pretty much everything, right? For all the skills. Now when it comes to getting a few more things like gear, you see this golden brooch. This golden brooch gives you... Now, this golden brooch, the only places I've seen on YouTube and the wiki, they say it gives you 40 charisma only in Kuttenberg. You don't need to get it in Kuttenberg. You can get it in this region specifically. And it's nowhere on the wiki as far as I've seen. I'll look for it. And the only locations they have are in Kuttenberg. You go to this location right here. There's some stairs up next to this water wheel. You go up here, up the stairs. There's going to be stairs going down back into the house where the guy who normally brings sacks over here try to sneak past him over this way. And there's going to be a hay pile with a chest halfway covered in it. In that chest, you got fine wine, you got this golden brooch, and you got a luxurious rosary. That is fan-fucking-tastic. And also, over here, if you don't know, which most people do, you go to the cumin area, and this guy, he has one of the best head pieces for charisma. You can also get some of the best bows in the game. You can get the chief bow, plus there's the ornate one and also a couple of other bows. And some people say that like the draw speed is dependent on like how much damage you do. But when I was testing it out, I'm not sure if this is the case for like lower levels for these 3 bows from the cumin bows. But these 3 cumin bows, at least when I was using them, I tested them at max level. They have no difference in draw speed. They are all identical. So they might be all identical at lower levels, or maybe your archery skill basically makes all draw speed standardized for certain types of bows. But as far as I know, all of these bows have the same draw speed, so you're better off using the chief one, at least at max level. That's the case. I'm not sure at lower levels. Anyways, to level up your thieving skill, like I said, another way to level it up, not sure if I mentioned it already. There's a horse guy here. You can pickpocket him at night. In this tent, there's a chest right here where all the saddles are. You steal that shit. Then you go over here, you drop the saddles in front of these guys. They're going to take them, because they're not part of the nomads. They're going to take them. They're like mercenaries or marauders or something. And you wait till they sleep and pickpocket it off them. And the higher the value of the item, the more thievery XP you get. And you'll be able to max that shit out really quick within like probably like 5 minutes if you want to do it this way. You know, if you're not really focusing on necessarily like stealing a bunch of loot and valuables, then you want to do it this way. Also, another thing is, if you're gonna steal everything in the nomad camp, there's only 1 egg or 1 nest over here. Now the nest, I'll show you real quick, because you're not gonna be able to carry everything, so you're gonna have to waddle your ass over to this nest, right? And then and then bring it down to the mill, okay? The miller. That's the only way. So you see, this is the closest one. It's the nest right here. All right, and I'll show you where it is just so you can see. And I'll wait just so you can see a little bit better. So that's a great way to just drop off your stuff. Make sure you put like maybe a waypoint or something so you remember where it is, because the waypoint's going to help you find it again if you don't remember, right? So you see there's a nest right there. It's right there, right where I'm looking at in the middle of the screen. You just knock that bitch down, you put your stuff in, and then you the stuff you can't carry, then you fuck right off and you go wherever else you need to go to, right? So what else? I think that's pretty much it, right? I mean, obviously there's a couple of treasure chests and stuff like that that you can get. I mean, you can steal this early in the game too. You can pickpocket and steal a lot of stuff at the tavern. I wouldn't recommend fucking around with a lot of the NPCs. The main one I would go after, honestly, is Betty, the tavern woman, the tavern owner. Go knock her out once you've gotten, but you want to only knock her out once you've started the quest to pick up the sacks, right? So then you'll want to knock her out, steal her key. If you can't knock her out, and after reloading your save over and over again, what you could also do is you can pickpocket the key off her. It's really easy to pickpocket the key off her when she's in the tavern, like cooking or preparing food or getting another drink inside the building. And then you can steal all the stuff. There's multiple chests there. There's a hell of a lot of chests, to be honest. Here, I'll just maybe I can show you real quick if I go to right here. Okay, so in the tavern right here, there's going to be a chest where in the cooking station, and then there's going to be 3 chests up the stairs. There's going to be one facing this window right here, one facing this wall right here, and one behind right here over there, the stairs right here on the left side, right? And those are the chests that you can get, and those are going to give you a decent amount of starting stuff. It's going to give you a couple savior snaps. There's a couple savior snaps in there. I think there's maybe like 3 or 4 in there that you can get early. And another thing you could do is when you're fighting in this place, there's a bird's nest, right? Before you get to the gallows, you want to put all your stuff in there. So before the fight starts, so when you go there, you're gonna have after 2 sacks, Hands is gonna get an argument with the guy, and the people will move around. You can use it to your advantage, but that's not really important. The thing is, after the 3rd one, that's when they start the fight. Also, there's a time limit on how long you can be fighting for, and if you also knock out 3 people. If you knock out 3 people, then you get to the gallows, or like to the stocks. I mean, right here you get to the stocks after you knock out 3 people. So what you'd want to do is you'd want to eye out which type of characters you want to loot from, who are going to stay there, because most of the characters, the important characters like the miller and the blacksmith, are going to leave, right? So it's not really important stealing off them like their key or anything. It's not as great as people make it out to be, because at this point you're going to be at the beginning of the game, literally at the beginning of the game, be level like 20, 25, fucking have max stealth, max thievery. It's not going to fucking matter. You can just pickpocket their shit or lock pick their lock. No problem. It's not going to be a big deal, really. The thing is, though, it's going to help you start off a little bit, because you want to pick out the guys you want to knock out first, right? Knock them out. There's some guys who hide in the tavern, right, too. Go and look for the ones that you want to knock out. Knock out 2 of them, right? And don't knock out the rest. What you want to do is you want to beat them up a little bit to where they're limping. When they're limping, you can then go inside this building. Then they're going to de-aggro, right? And they won't be able to catch up to you because they're going to be too slow. And instead of being like having the red rabbits fight, you'll have like an orange rabbit chasing you with a sword, right, above your screen. That means they're like coming after you. And technically that's not in combat, so you can run back out there, go to the nest, and deposit all the stuff you robbed off those guys, the 2 guys you just knocked out, right? Which can help you out. Now, the ones I would probably recommend is the guy he gets in an argument with. That guy, if you knock him out, he has like a military sword, and he also has a good gambeson, a good starter gambeson. That's who I would recommend. There's also another guy with a hunting sword and a couple other guys there too. It's not really too much a big deal, but I would try to focus on that guy. And if you can't get him, get someone else or some other NPCs and knock them out. Go back into the tavern. Once they lose you, go back out, run over there as quickly as you can, and then put all that shit in there. And then continue fighting until you knocked out the 3rd guy, right? Then you got to be quick about it too. You got to be really quick when it comes to like knocking them out, running away. It might take a couple tries, but it's not absolutely necessary, to be honest, right? It really isn't. With the stuff that you stolen from Betty with her key in their chest, it's really not necessary to fuck around with this. You don't need to be honest, because right after this, you go into some media, you're going to get some other shit, but it's just a little bit of starter gear that you can get. You can use it to because after this fight, everything that you stole that's in the nest should be completely not stolen anymore. So you should be able to sell it to this trader and the carpenter over here, and as well as the tailor. So it's going to give you a decent amount of money, and also the butcher, because you're going to get a lot of food from the tavern, Betty, in her chest and stuff like that. So you can do all that, and you can make a couple hundred groschen just from that. I think around like 200 maybe. I think I had like 220. So it's a little bit of groschen. You can get a little bit of things. Maybe I focused on buying the lockpicks that I needed. Also, the girl who you talk to, the beggar, her in the red robe, you talk to her. Make sure you talk to her. She's going to give you a, if depending what you dialogue option you choose. What I asked for is I always pick the Thievery one. I don't know what the other ones are. But if you say the Thievery, I want some discreet clothing, she's going to actually give you lockpicks. 4 lockpicks, right? And that's enough for you to go over to Samine and basically fucking get every lockpick, all the locks you need, and pickpocket the rest of the keys you need to open the rest of the locks and get everything you need. And that's how you're going to get OP as fuck at the beginning of the fucking game, and no one's going to be able to touch you. You're going to be so fucking strong. Then after that, you can just, what I would recommend for strength, like I said, go over to the blacksmith, go do his quest, get in the room that he gives you, put elastics around your analog sticks, and just fucking go walk around in circles with a heavy load on, and because you're gonna have a heavy load from all the crap that you got from Samine. And as long as you stay behind the door, they won't see you, and you can just fucking AFK that shit. Make sure your guy's rested, he has full energy, full food, and just AFK that shit. And in a couple hours, you'll have your strength maxed out. Then you can fucking carry like 400 fucking pounds right here like this. That max carry weight I think is 490 with like all the extra stats from the main level and stuff like that. So you can carry quite a bit of shit, man. And you're gonna have so much strength, so much vitality, so much agility. The only thing you're gonna need to level up is speech. And with all of this extra, like this 40 charisma brooch and a bunch of other stuff, like this is one of the best like gambesons to wear too. You get this from the tailor in Troskovich. It's one of the best gambesons to wear, even though it's a level 1. Okay, it's got 18 charisma, right? There's a couple other ones too that aren't too bad, right? And there's like this one too. This one's 23, but I personally don't like the look of this one, and also it doesn't give you any fucking like benefit either, like for like resistances. So like even when I'm trying to dress like a noble, I want and also I like the color. It looks really nice. It's a really nice you know, see, it's a really nice outfit, right? It's really nice. I like it a lot. It matches really good with the hunting hood. This is what I like to wear, with the full Brunswick legs and arms, you know. And this is how I run my character pretty much. I don't have it, but that's what I'm gonna run. And yeah, man, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching. Go out there and become an OP Henry, man.